Speaking of new exciting games, well, maybe let's find out what you guys make of this game. But 007 First Light had a kind of dedicated state of play this morning as of we're recording. It's IO Interactive's James Bond game. Looks like a big sort of ambitious title from the studio that's previously brought us the Hitman games. I think we've kind of on the whole been pretty excited for this, given it's such a kind of fitting adaptation. First to you, Shannon, watching the state of play, what was your impressions of the game?
Yeah, I think as a whole, it's probably what I expected in terms of like a Hitman team making a Bond game, which like Hitman games are essentially what James Bond is for the most part. But yeah, I like the more cinematic vibe of it. Obviously, the car chases are kind of pivotal to the movies and these games, like vehicles in general, like in set pieces. So I like that element of it. I don't know. I've played a bit of Hitman, but like it's just the way that the levels sort of play out and the fact that there's not a keeper story have always lost me. But like, I like the idea. Do we know from this like whether it has like it obviously has a story, but I assume the levels are still like quite open in how you can approach them. So I assume it's like still Hitman style gameplay, but with more of a focused story that runs through and less just about locations.
I think my assumption is that it'll be like it be structured in terms of levels, but I sort of feel like each level is maybe more of a chapter. Like there's kind of multiple phases, multiple locations within a chapter.
With
like
more
much
like
more
set pieces within
much more Uncharted-esque, I would say.
I think I'd heard on Kind of Funny, who I think they maybe referenced the IGN preview. I think they've said that the game will have some like Hitman sandboxy creativity in terms of how you can approach certain objectives. Like, so like you'll have multiple options, like whether you go in stealthy or whether you want to go in guns blazing, like you can get different results that way.
Yeah,
so.
see, I like that, but just with a little less sandboxy overall, I think is what I'd want.
But Hitman, like in the gameplay we saw this morning, there's the kind of scene at the mansion, like trying to infiltrate that. Like that feels the Hitman-y part to me, right? I'm sure there's going to be like multiple ways to approach a sequence like that, but like the car chase, the kind of airplane sequence, like that felt far less Hitman-y to me and much more Uncharted, Tomb Raider.
All right, I mean, they could just be between the sandbox
adventure
areas as well, right? Like they could just be like, a little break. I think either or, like it's fine as long as there are those moments. And yeah, I'm watching it a second time, and it's not as sort of janky as I thought it was this morning. It does look quite simple in what it is. But yeah, I'm keen for it, and it's sooner than I expected.
I did mean to watch back the VOD rather than the stream, but it looked a little
it's still choppy
sluggish.
At times, but
I feel
like the frame rate didn't look high. Yeah, and it did look like it was dropping in instances, which we can forgive. Like the game's got a while still to come, but
as soon as it gets away from that mansion stuff and the stuff I feel like they're more comfortable with, I feel like that's where the cracks kind of started to show for me. Like, like that car chase.
The pacing of the car chase looked.
The car chase was just a drag, bro. Like it was so long, and like they tried to, I think they thought they were cooking when they like had him like veer off the path and smash through all those fruit stands, and the frame rate dropped to about 15 frames a second, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool. And then, I don't know, the plane stuff just kind of didn't really work for me either. Like, I can see what they're going for, and if they can, I guess, fix the performance, because I think that's really what took me out most, was the performance side of things.
I thought that was cool how you kind of gained control of the plane, and you could change its kind of angle, kind of mid-combat sequence. I thought that was quite cool. I'm interested to see how the kind of gadgets and gizmos of James Bond kind of continue to feature throughout the game.
Frame rate is really dropping, isn't it, in this plane bit? I hadn't appreciated how much it does drop.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, like, at least when this is your big reveal as well. But it seemed to me they didn't want to shy away from like showing you kind of unedited gameplay, and so maybe they thought, let's have some warts in there, because then people know like we're not making this overly slick.
Yeah, and they do have 6 months.
It's coming out in March 27th, which is soon, but not enough. Plenty of time to kind of patch a few things and optimize things.
Yeah,
in there,
right? My favorite thing about the Bond games have always been like just how ridiculous they get in terms of like getting a jetpack or whatever. So I do hope there's that element. So like I don't want these cool bits to just sort of be all on rails, as much as I do like them in like an Uncharted game. I do hope, and I feel like we will get, it's like I read the blog post as well, and it said like you get a lot more gadgets as the game goes on, so I feel like it will just get to a point where you've got an insane amount of stuff to tackle these sandbox areas with. But I'm keen for it.
I thought that sequence where like he gets the license to kill and like goes all guns blazing and blowing up all the tanks that kind of like had a bit of a chain effect element to them. I thought that all looked really slick, and I love the kind of contextual combat too, like doing the kind of sliding kick across the bonnet of the car and kind of interacting with the environment in that way. I mean, again, I'm going to reference Uncharted. I think that's kind of an obvious parallel to draw here, which I'd say is a compliment to it. It reminds me of, you know, that bar fight scene where like you'll just kind of have all these like contextual animations based on where you've punched a dude and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that looks awesome. And yeah, if this is what they're prepared to show, granted this is maybe it's a big reveal. If this is what they're prepared to show at this stage, it leaves me thinking they have a bunch of really cool kind of set pieces in the tank, like further into the game, that I'm excited to experience. So I'm cautiously optimistic, I would say, for this game. IO like do pretty good stuff, so I have not a lot of reason to doubt them at this point.
Yeah, I can't see it going wrong either. I do think like who owns Bond now? Is it Amazon?
Yeah.
I can't see them, like, this is a big moment for like the franchise, right? Like not a lot happens with this franchise, so for there to be a AAA game, I feel like it has to be good.
It's kind of going to be the first thing of the new era, right? Like we're not going to get a film for a wee while.
We don't even know who Bond is.
Exactly. And even though this is totally separate, I still think it is a big moment in that.
Yeah. I thought the voice cast sounded good too. I think it's cool that they've got an Irishman playing James Bond. I'm sure that will stir up some controversy in some parts of the world.
He's not playing it Irish though, is he?
No. But yeah, no, I thought it was cool. What's going on, Shannon? Did the dog just come
Ollie's just broken in.
I saw the door. Like, I wish that had happened while we were talking about Kronos, because that would have been nice and scary.
Home, so